I'm Jessica Baxter, and I'm a 15-year ovarian cancer survivor. I was diagnosed when I was 20. That was very unexpected. I had heard of cancer before. My grandfather had died of prostate cancer. My grandmother had breast cancer. But ovarian cancer was not something that ran in my family. I'd never known anyone to have ever had ovarian cancer. And so it was quite a shock to me and my family, especially at my age. The type of cancer that I was diagnosed with, the average age is 53 years old. So being diagnosed at the age of 20 was kind of an outlier in that case. I remember walking into that first appointment and just being terrified. There were women in there battling all stages of cancer. Some had had hair loss, and at that point I didn't really know what my treatment plan was going to be. And so that was the first time that it really hit me that this is really happening to me. I think a lot of times younger people are dismissed in the medical profession in general. Just because you're young, you're healthy, these things don't happen to you. And I think my number one takeaway would be to advocate for yourself. You know your body, you're the expert of your body, and you know when things are not right, you need to get this checked out, looked out. And if you go to one doctor and they're not gonna do it, keep going to other doctors until you get satisfied and you get the answers that you need for your body. I think a lot of women just historically think that their OBGYN is testing for ovarian cancer when they're doing their annual visits, and I think the education needs to go out to women that that's more of a cervical cancer type of test than ovarian cancer. And so being familiar with those signs and symptoms that are attached to ovarian cancer could save your life. I am an occupational therapist. I wanted to do that since I was in high school, and I knew that I wanted to do something in the medical field, and that was just kind of confirmation for me. And since then, at my hospital setting, I've had the privilege to work with gynecological oncology patients, and just being able to empathize with my patients when I'm working with them. Some of them will say, "You have no idea what I'm going through." And it always makes me laugh, and I try not to overshare my story with my patients, but if it's something that's gonna help them gain and reach their goals, I'm gonna share my story to hopefully give them some hope and encouragement during that season in their life. God had placed on my heart as a child to foster and adopt children. And I just remember always telling my mom, when I grow up, I want to foster and I want to adopt, and I didn't know why. And when I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at the age of 20, and then later had more surgeries that would prevent me from having children, it kind of, all my story just started making sense of why that was a calling on my life. So I am now a licensed foster mom. I have my first placement, and so even though I can't have children doesn't mean that I can't have children. Thank you so much for joining us today on Will to Survive. It truly does take a village. Thank you all for coming out and your support, and let's go.